What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have liked and sub, and let's get into this. We've got some information on what exactly we were most likely to be getting with the Kang Dynasty, or Avengers 5, whatever they were going to do before the... and it's not even... I know people like to think it was his domestic violence issues, which, again, if you covered that, it was not a one-sided case. He was just as much a victim as he was a perpetrator. But all that aside, it seems like we've got multiple confirmations that his Kang just wasn't working for the audience, and it wasn't working for the higher ups. He was going to be replaced no matter what, and his real life problems just gave them the excuse to do it. But what then do you do with that? Well, when we found out with Robert Downey Jr. coming back as a Doom, or I'd say as Doom or a Doom, but let's see what they say they were going to do with Avengers 5, Kang Dynasty, now called Doomsday. And you can see here, of course, that, right after announcing Robert Downey Jr. and all that, we had some scoopers talking about what they were going. So here's the thing. And the reason this is still relevant is because a big, maybe the main crux of this is what I'm hearing they still might do with Secret Wars / Doomsday, somewhere in there. So here we go. So what was Avengers the Kang Dynasty supposed to be about? In the film, so already they're going to piss people off. The TVA, so the TVA is still involved. TVA begin gathering anchor beams from across the multiverse. And as we found out in Deadpool and Wolverine, they're dumb. And I don't know if they exist in the Marvel comics because I'm more of a DC guy, but that's fine. They introduced the concept of an anchor beam. And when this anchor beam dies, that universe starts to slowly decay from the inside. And it takes thousands of years. So Okay. So the TVA begin gathering anchor beams from different universes across the multiverse, believing that they are the only ones powerful enough to defeat the Council of Kangs. You know, that council that every time we saw one of them fight, they got beat. So Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were the anchors for their respective realities. That tracks. And this is the bigger one, which I still think this might be true, but we'll see. It might change depending on what they work out with Sony. But Tom Holland, everyone's wondering who the anchor being of the 616 or the MCU, the Sacred Timeline. Tom Holland, Spider-Man. So the movie was intended to be smaller in scope compared to Secret Wars, because this would have been a primer for Secret Wars, focusing more on Holland's Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. So already before Deadpool and the success of all that, they realized, oh shit, we got to save this, at least for the money side, or at least the appearances. And other anchors like Nick Cage's Ghost Rider, the plan. And we did hear Ryan just come out say that he talked to Nick Cage about doing Ghost Rider, but it just didn't work out. The plan was for all of them to ultimately fail, leading to the collapse of the multiverse and Kang's creation of Battleworld. We're also hearing that they were going to maybe change Kang to the Beyonder and say that the Beyonder was an ultimate Kang variant. Either way, this would then set the stage for Secret Wars, where other MCU characters and additional multiverse figures would converge on Battlefield. So, and this goes back to in 2023 when Scooper WDW Pro was talking about how at the time they were pivoting and they were going to again have Secret Wars with Wolverine and Spider-Man. So again, hearing Marvel really wants to learn, Marvel has learned obviously that Wolverine is fucking money, and especially him in the costume. And so we just saw how successful, over 800 million worldwide already for Deadpool and Wolverine. So there's no reason they wouldn't continue. And again, love Hugh Jackman. I know he got some catharsis and a great ending. He also just got divorced. He's also now in the, some would say his peak Wolverine, and it would maybe be a shame to stop now. And as Deadpool makes that joke, till you're 90. Plus, they're going to give him a bunch of money. Divorces are expensive. Just saying. And so, on top of all of this, Kevin has again come out and said that, no plans to do the Eternals. No plans to do more Moon Knight. Now, I will be fair, is that WDW Pro here says that he thinks that that She-Hulk is probably gone because of that, but we have learned that She-Hulk is in fact going to be getting a second season. So, but all that aside, what do you do now that you have? So I'll just skip because these are all just sort of nefarious things here. What do you do when you have Robert Downey Jr.? A lot of people think this is cheap and desperate. It is. I would argue that him just straight up coming back as an Iron Man variant would be cheap and desperate. It is. And they know that, which is why we're hearing that this is a big diversion, that he's coming back as a Doctor Doom to be the Demon in an Armor storyline where he's a Tony Stark variant stuck, or he might just be playing a variant of Doctor Doom. Either way, he's a Doom. He's not the Doom. And this is the rumor we're hearing about. This lines up very nicely with those other two rumors that we've heard, is that his Doctor Doom thinks he's saving the multiverse from incursions, and he's gathering anchor beings and other known teams to fight these incursions, and he's going to gather them all on Battle World to save the multiverse through that, something like that. So it seems like they've just adapted what they were going to do with Kang, and that all leads into the ultimate rumor that yes, they're paying him all that money, Robert Downey Jr., to come back as Doom, but it's really just cover so he can be walking the press, do the press junkets, walking the red carpets and all that, so that in the movie, when it's revealed that he's ultimately returning as Tony Stark, and the real Doctor Doom, if you believe it or not, played by Viggo Mortensen. I know. They said someone with multiple language, blah, 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 blah. And that's what it's looking like. Take it all with a grain of salt. I know. You'll believe it when you see it. You don't think so. I know. Here's the only thing. And yeah, they cited Chris Gore's rumor that he has people that he knows, he works in Marvel, and they've said people have been fired. Producers, writers, pronouns in bio, people pushing ideology have been fired. Kevin himself has said, we tried to push it. It didn't work. They know how bad those disasters were. And at least compared to a Star Wars Disney, which is never coming back, we might at least see the attempt of a course correction. And my God, if you want proof, they fired Victoria Alonso and they gave us Deadpool and Wolverine, and they let Ryan. I know you think it's a cheap story. I get it. But at least it gave us Ryan uncensored and Hugh uncensored. And there was an at least attempt. So I'm at least tacitly curious, excited, whatever, about what might be going forward. And either way, I will bring you all the latest information that I can gather. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you.
Well, bye.